Hi there. Today we're going to be decoding the ingredients in AESOP's Seeking Silence Hydrator. Now the manufacturer says this product is very good for sensitive skin. It reduces some redness and calms irritated skin. And in the marketing promotional material, they specifically mention a few ingredients like bisabolol and salina extract, and there are a few other 𝗏𝗏 bulb extracts. But I won't be talking about these ingredients because these are not in the top 7. In here at skincabin.com, we only decode the first 7 ingredients of the product. So let's get started. So the first ingredient in this product is water. Water as such does not have a functional role, but what it does for the skin, it actually brings all the other ingredients in the product together. So if it's not going to be bringing all the ingredients together, all the ingredients will be by itself, and that won't be good for the product. So water does play an important role. It brings all the ingredients in the product together. It also enhances the texture of the product. Number 2 ingredient is glycerin. Glycerin is a humectant. A humectant is a water magnet. What humectants do is they attract water from the atmosphere and bring it to the top layer of skin. So they keep the skin hydrated. And glycerin is a very effective humectant. You will see a lot of skincare products. They will use glycerin as their humectant. So basically it attracts water from the atmosphere and brings it to the top layer of the skin and thus keeps the skin hydrated. It's a water magnet. The third product is squalene. Now squalene, a form of squalene, it's actually found in the sebum naturally found in the sebum on our skin. Now sebum is the oil on the skin. When you touch the skin, when you feel that oiliness in the skin, that's the sebum. Now sebum plays an important role in the skin barrier function. What I mean by that is the top layer of the skin acts as a barrier. It acts as a shield. It has 2 important functions. Number 1, to prevent water from the deeper layers of skin from evaporating into the environment. And number 2, prevent attacks from the environmental nasties and aggressors. It protects the skin. It's the first layer of defense, and it protects the skin from all these attacks. And if it didn't do that, what will happen is the skin will get constantly attacked by all these irritants, and there'll be a lot of breakouts on the skin. And if it doesn't prevent water from the deeper layers of the skin from evaporating, then the skin will become dehydrated. So the skin's barrier function has a very important role in keeping the skin hydrated and protecting it from irritants, and thus preventing lots of breakouts in the skin. Now sebum, there are many things which will help the skin in its barrier function. One of them is sebum, and sebum has an ingredient in it, naturally present in it, called squalene. So this particular product also has squalene. So when you apply this particular product, I guess the skin will recognize the squalene as one of its own, and it gets easily absorbed into the skin. So that's a good thing. So it enhances the barrier function. It helps the skin in the barrier function. It goes and adds to that squalene that's already there. So it's got a good role to play. The next thing is cocoa capriate. That is an emollient. It is derived from usually derived from coconut oil. Now it's an emollient, meaning when you apply it to the skin for as long as it stays on the skin, it will keep the skin soft. It will go fill up all the gaps in the skin, and it will keep the skin soft for as long as it's on the skin. This particular ingredient is also an emulsifier. An emulsifier, it brings all the unlike ingredients in the product together. So a product will have different kinds of ingredients. Some of these ingredients don't mix easily. An emulsifier does the job of bringing them all together. And the next ingredient is 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏 esters. 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏 esters. Now this one is also an emollient, so it as long as it stays on the skin, it will keep the skin soft, and it also is an emulsifier. So it brings all the unlike ingredients together. So those are the two functions. The next one is jojoba seed oil. Now jojoba seed oil, it's very rich in wax esters. Now wax esters are also something. The wax esters also play a very important role in skin's barrier function. It's also naturally present. Some of these wax esters that's there in jojoba oil is also naturally present in our skin. And so when you apply this jojoba oil on our skin will recognize some of the wax esters as some of its own, and it will easily absorb those wax esters. Now, because it plays an important role in barrier function, it strengthens the barrier, and in strong barrier means less breakouts and less water loss. Less breakouts and less water loss means, how do we have that? When we have a strong barrier. And the final ingredient is jojoba esters, and jojoba esters, that's also made from jojoba oil. What jojoba esters do is they slightly exfoliate the skin. That means they have a slight exfoliation property in that they remove the dead cells slightly from the top layer and thus brighten the skin. So that's about it. Those are the top 7 ingredients. The glycerin is an important one. It keeps the skin hydrated. Then you have squalene and you have got jojoba seed oil. Now these two have ingredients in them which the skin recognizes as its own and can probably absorb easily. And these two also help the skin in its barrier function. A strong barrier means less breakouts and a hydrated skin. So these are 3 important ingredients: glycerin, squalene, and the jojoba oil. And then you've got a couple of emollients in there. As I mentioned at the start of the video, we are only decoding the top 7 ingredients. We only decode 7 ingredients, the top 7 in skincabin.com, because we think that's where the concentration is high and the maximum effect on the skin is coming from these top 7 ingredients. So as the manufacturer says, yes, it's probably absorbed easily by the skin because it's got the squalene and the jojoba oil because it's got squalene and jojoba oil. It's a facial hydrator. The hydration part is coming from the glycerin. A lot of manufacturers would have glycerin in them. So the manufacturer says it's very good for all types of skin, but especially sensitive skin, and it acts to soothe, calm, and quiet the discomforting skin and reduces the redness. So I think it's a squalene. It would be the squalene and the jojoba oil which is helping to strengthen the skin barrier, which is helping. A strong barrier means less breakouts. So that's where the claim of reducing the irritation on the skin comes, and the hydration part comes from glycerin. And yes, that's about it. So that's the decoding of the ingredients. So it's up to you. So the way to buy a skincare product is you look at the ingredients and see this ingredient does that. Okay, this ingredient, glycerin, yes, a lot of skincare products will have glycerin, and then you've got jojoba oil, yeah, and then you've got the squalene. Now compare it with another product and see if they would also have something similar, and where is it placed in the ingredient list. The higher up, the more the concentration, and see the mixture of other ingredients. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and do subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.